Welcome in, folks. It's a later afternoon today.
Yep.
Me and Brian have had a fun week. It's been daddy daycare all week long, seems like.
Had the kiddos.
So we have released the duties over to moms, and we're here to talk a little baseball.
Yep.
But nevertheless, Brian, how's the lessons going, man? How are the kids doing?
Going good. They're going really good right now. Biggest thing I would say I haven't been seeing a lot of is at-home work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been coming in here and getting after it, which I love, but it's tough to kind of express to them how much more they were going to benefit from working at home.
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing the jumps and results will be a lot more consistent and more frequent if they not only do it with me, but do it at home.
Yeah, I mean, I sent out an email a couple weeks ago. I think it was last week, about hitting it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of the best advice that any of us could ever give a hitter is to hit on their own.
Yeah.
They have to be able to make these adjustments for themselves. They have to be able to feel their own swing. Nobody's taking the swing for them. They have to know when it's off and where it's off.
Yeah.
And so the importance of them trying to implement what they're taught in a lesson, take that to the cage or to the backyard or wherever they hit on their own and start implementing those things by themselves.
Yeah.
That's the true only way that they're going to really get better.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to know more by going to an instructor, but the matter of them really improving, that's kind of on the back of the player.
Yeah, I agree.
Having a few more folks kind of joining in here. This is our typical weekly live session. We do this every week for folks who are going through the Camwood program, and kind of just help parents, coaches, players kind of figure out if they're doing the drills right, what issues are kind of really happening in their swing. A lot of the things that we talk about from week to week are somewhat similar, but
Yeah.
I mean, the way that we elaborate on this stuff, I think, is where people see the most benefit. I think that Camwood has done a great job. I mean, by allowing us to do this live session, number one, we're putting a lot of, in my opinion, stake in the fact that parents can learn this too.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to go spend piles of money on all these hitting coaches or all these hitting lessons
Yeah.
to see good results from your player. There's so many players that have spent, period, $250. That's it. Went through the program, continue to go through the drills, continue to do those types of things, stay involved with us, ask questions when they need to, and they're continuing to progress, and they're saving themselves a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Because they're trusting the process.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going to experience bumps in the roads. I mean, everybody's going to have ups and downs. But if you're consistent in your work and your work is good, the stuff you're working on is the right stuff,
Yeah.
you're going to always be progressing over the long haul. So I love this program for that reason. Here's one. Totally new to the program. Do you have any links to training videos you recommend from step one? My son is 8, has a great swing through the lessons, but thought he'd enjoy taking it further. We've done, I mean, we've had 5, 6-year-olds buy this program. I say they buy, their parents buy.
Yeah.
But to me, you're not going to be able to do a ton of stuff with a 5-year-old, 6-year-old,
No.
7-year-old. When you get to about that 8 range, that's when you can kind of really start working through parts of the program.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to jump on day 1 and go day 1 all the way through day 30 just like that.
No.
I mean, again, you're talking about an 8-year-old kid, so
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to sustain that. But you can start teaching them the right concepts right off the bat. Another email we sent out last week, or this week maybe, was talking about good hitters versus great hitters.
Yeah.
The first thing we have to build everybody as is a good hitter. And we do that with the hands. So that's
Yeah.
basically what I would do with him. I'd start with the hands and just do hands, 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 hands. Nothing but that one-hander, two-hander when he can, and work those hands.
Yeah, you might have to do each aspect a month.
Yeah, and that's
Trust
not
me,
a problem.
yeah.
That's not a problem at all.
Because I started doing some of this stuff with my son when he was 8,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much all we stayed on for a long time until I saw consistency with his hands.
Yeah.
And once we got there, then we kind of took off more to the lower half, but nothing big. Just kind of a little bit more reaction on my lower half, helping my hands get through, making the bat feel lighter, something I like to say.
Using your lower half, that's a good point.
Yeah, nothing huge. I will have to say, I think sometime next week we are going to be dropping a video where we're going to go through a whole lesson, or I've gone
Yes, one of your kids.
a whole lesson with one of my kids in here from start to finish. So y'all can kind of see how we work through it in here.
I'll
On our
actually give them
YouTube
a link
channel?
to the YouTube channel right now.
But you just kind of get to see how we coach through things, what we look at, result-wise, mechanics-wise, what they're doing, and just some adjustments to look at and think about when your kid's going through it. And we all see when y'all watch it, there's a lot of times we stop and talk a lot. I usually try to not let kids go 2 or 3 bad reps in a row without stopping and at least talking about it, thinking about adjustments we need to do, or the lack of feel they're feeling on those bad reps, to try to help them recognize things as far as if my hands are off, forcing my barrel through the zone, stuff like that.
Yeah,
But it'll be a good video for y'all to go watch, where y'all can get some like live action.
Yep, that right there is the link to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe, hit the little bell, turn your notifications on. You'll be notified when we drop that video. That's something that I think is so great now that we started doing, is really kind of trying to produce videos from start to finish of what we're doing in here.
Yeah.
We've experienced controversy, pushback from different folks about what they'd see in little snippets on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, wherever. But there is, I'm telling you right now, there is nobody that I wouldn't stand toe to toe with and dispute whatever
Talk about hitting, yeah.
whatever they have to say about what we do. I'm telling you, this is the only way to do it. And so we've had to kind of go to more extensive videos that go a little bit more in depth about what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You talk about stopping kids every other swing. I have to stop you every other swing, because if you do go home and work on your own,
Yeah.
you gonna stop yourself a whole lot less than I stop you.
Yeah.
Facts, because they gonna get tired, they gonna be ready to go inside. So they gonna stop themselves a whole lot less. They need to know how important it is that they stop and feel what is going on.
Yeah.
Every swing you take is not gonna feel the same. And if it doesn't, I need to address it. I need to know what issue's going on, be able to feel it and address it. So tune into our YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe to that. That's gonna be good content when that hits.
I'll tell you one video I've stumbled upon, where they were doing readings, and it was like the science behind the swing.
Yeah. That one's a good one.
And they were just talking about like the best balance bats and stuff for player swings to make them more consistent, how the body's functioning and stuff like that. And sure enough, coming from somebody that has been studying the swing, studying the science behind it, very similar. And I wouldn't say how they don't really teach, but in comparison to what we try to get you to do the program, which is the more consistent and speed of things. Well, the bottom hand in the swing is speed. This, bat level. Control. Kind of what they said is
Steering wheel.
steering wheel. Yeah. So this is going to produce my speed, and this is going to keep it level. A lot of the things we teach in here is along those lines. We're trying to produce quick speed here, direct, and this is just trying to be my support system.
This is just matching the line, helping that bat stay on point.
And this varies up and down, so does the barrel. Something they talked about. So, I can't remember who it was. It was either Victus or Marucci, I think.
It was Victus, I think.
One of their facilities, they do a lot of...
No, it may have been Marucci. I can't remember.
I think he was swinging a Victus bat. It was Julio Rodriguez.
Something Rodriguez, the guy from the Mariners.
I think it was Julio Rodriguez. Maybe not.
It may have been. I think
But
you're right. You're right.
that video's on his YouTube channel. I think it's a lot of good information on that in there about kind of the mobility of the swing and what different aspects are affecting the, I guess, science behind it.
I wouldn't say it's really talking about much mechanically.
No.
There's some stuff in there that will contradict with, some things that we say.
Oh.
And
Another thing, let me get back.
Brian had a thought. But in regards to, the concept of speed, the concept of I mean, what part each hand plays, they're on the right path.
But they also said the also more consistent aspect of when you get a bat is the balance point. The closer it is to your hands, the more control you'll have of the bat, and it usually will feel better when you swing it.
Yeah.
So based on that, this bat right here looks pretty good to swing with, don't it?
Yes.
As far as balance goes, because
And so does that new
oh yeah,
game bat that we have. Not that one particularly, but the one with the weighted knob at the bottom, the EI13 with the extended knob.
that was a bat that had
They
testing.
had one of those in there too. They were swinging an extended knob.
I don't know. They said some really scientific stuff in there about
Oh yeah, it'll blow your mind. I
some
mean,
stuff that
it'll
I was
blow
like,
your mind.
I
That's
don't,
cool
I don't even
stuff.
know. I don't even know what that is. But
It's cool stuff.
I think it was a good video, and we might go through it one time.
Yeah,
Our
we
YouTube
started
channel.
doing that this week. We
Doing
started
some
doing
reviews, reviewing some videos.
reviewing some different videos that are out there.
We know kids. I mean, we know kids are gonna always want to go watch major leaguers and try to replicate swings.
We did a podcast. We sat down and talked months ago about how social media had kind of skewed
Influence
people's view of hitters and what good hitting really is.
Yeah.
And it's like anything else. If you want your kids to, act right, there's some things they can't watch. If you want your kids to hit right, there's some things they don't need to watch. There's some things that they need to, if they do watch, they need to be able to
We're not trying to replicate.
decipher through it and say, okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I see what you're trying to say, but I can just release my top hand and get that result.
Yeah. But yeah, we've started doing a little bit of that where we're kind of reviewing some of those some players.
Yep, Freddie Free.
Freddie Freeman's one of them we're doing. Just the way he trains, his approach to the game is something that he's in the major leagues. He's one of the best players.
He's one of
out
the best hitters in the game right now.
Best hitters in the game.
I think his career average is over 300. So
if there's a swing, I wouldn't say a swing, but if there's a approach, you need to have for training or when you're at the plate, he has a very good one that would be good to replicate. I would say. So, but yeah, we're gonna kind of go through some stuff like that. Just so any of those younger kids, I would say 15 and under. I think if you're over 15, there's not much change in your mind anyway. It doesn't really matter. It might be. I know we do have some players we train with that are college, but I just think the best thing we can do besides teaching these kids is guiding them in the right direction of what to do.
Yeah,
where to go for that knowledge.
I know something that we've mentioned before. Not everybody's gonna pick a camel bat up. Not everybody's gonna do it. I know there's kids that have. There's kids that just ain't gonna swing. They're just kind of stuck in their ways. They don't want to do it, and that's fine. But if they need to still kind of be directed on the right path.
Yeah.
They still need to know how to stay inside the ball. There's ways to teach yourself how to stay inside the ball without swinging a camwood bat. We firmly believe in the camwood bat because of how much feel it puts into what you do. It really teaches you to feel it.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we've got to start directing kids on the right path.
Yes.
Hitting coaches need to kind of come together in that sense. There's a lot of hitting coaches that are kind of clicked up, with their own philosophies and things like that, what they believe and what they don't. To me, it's kind of like a little middle school girl fight on Instagram, kind of watching some of these dudes go back and forth.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. We don't get into all that. We don't.
Again, we're trying to take kids and teach them how to be really good hitters.
Yeah, we don't.
Folks that hit 300 and folks that, hit the ball hard with backspin on the line.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to do.
I think that's the difference right now with a lot of young kids' approach. They're all trying to hit bombs. Bombs usually happen on accident. If you're just an above average athlete for your age group, yes, you might be able to go up there and try to hit a home run and actually do it, but it's competition on the mound is just as good as competition at the plate. It's not going to work out for you.
You're playing with fire at that point. Very good, folks. Well, if there's anybody in the Illinois area, go check out the Swing Shop official website. Come join us for our hitting clinic in 2 weeks. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you do not have a camwood bat, we can't stress it enough. Get it, folks.
Yep.
Get the program. Get involved in it. And get started on the process on your way to greatness. We'll see you next week. Next week we should be back on schedule at 1 o'clock
Yep.
right here, Camwood Bats live session. Y'all have a great weekend. See ya.